Hello and welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most powerful and moving stories from the Gospels: the adulterous woman and Jesus' forgiveness. This narrative is not just a tale of judgment and mercy, it's a profound lesson on human nature, compassion, and the transformative power of forgiveness. Prepare yourself for a journey of reflection, emotion, and profound insights into what it truly means to forgive and to be forgiven. Before we embark on this exploration, I'd like to take a moment to ask you to subscribe to our channel and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us continue to bring inspiring and meaningful content to you and our entire community. It's a simple gesture that makes a big difference, allowing us to reach more people with stories that uplift and challenge us to be better versions of ourselves. Now, let's delve into the heart of the story. Imagine yourself in ancient Jerusalem, a city bustling with activity, where traders from distant lands converge, and the air is thick with the scents of spices and the sounds of lively conversations. The streets are narrow, lined with stone buildings, and the marketplace is a cacophony of voices bargaining and bartering. Amidst this vibrant setting, a scene of intense emotion and profound significance is about to unfold. A woman, whose name we do not know, is brought before Jesus. She stands in the center of attention, her fate hanging in the balance. The accusation is grave: adultery. According to the law of Moses, the punishment for such an act is severe: death by stoning. The religious leaders of the time, eager to test Jesus and perhaps find a reason to accuse him of heresy, present this woman as a trap. They ask Jesus a question loaded with both accusation and expectation. "Teacher, this woman was caught in the act of adultery. In the law of Moses, the punishment for this crime is stoning. Now, what do you say?" The atmosphere is thick with tension. On one side stands the woman, vulnerable and alone, aware of the life-threatening consequences she faces. On the other side are the religious leaders and the crowd, all eager to see how Jesus will respond. The law is clear, and the expectation is that Jesus will uphold it, thereby undermining his teachings of mercy and compassion. But there is something different in Jesus' demeanor. He isn't there to condemn. He is there to offer a new perspective, a lesson in love and compassion that transcends the rigid interpretations of the law. As the accusers await his response, the woman remains in her position of vulnerability, fully aware of her predicament. She is not only being judged for her mistake but also for her status as a woman in a patriarchal society where women often bore the brunt of public shame and punishment. In a surprising and deliberate move, Jesus bends down and begins to write on the ground with his finger. The crowd watches, puzzled and intrigued, as he silently contemplates the situation. What he writes is unknown, but the act itself speaks volumes. It's as if he is inviting everyone present to reflect on their own lives, their own sins, and their own capacity for judgment. The accusers, growing impatient, demand an immediate answer. They are eager to see if Jesus will uphold the law or show leniency, hoping to find a reason to discredit him. But Jesus remains calm, creating a space for reflection and introspection. He then stands up and addresses the crowd with a statement that is both simple and profound. "Let any one of you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." These words reverberate through the crowd like a wave. One by one, the accusers begin to fall silent, their hearts heavy with the weight of their own sins and shortcomings. The act of judgment they were about to carry out is halted by their own self-awareness and guilt. Slowly, they begin to leave, the harshness in their eyes replaced by a reflective sorrow. Left alone with Jesus, the woman stands in a moment of profound vulnerability. He turns to her and asks, "Woman, where are they? Has no one condemned you?" Her response is simple yet filled with a mix of relief and lingering fear. "No one, sir." Jesus then delivers a message that is both compassionate and empowering. "Neither do I condemn you. Go now and leave your life of sin." This interaction is far more than a simple release from punishment. It is a powerful lesson on forgiveness, mercy, and the true essence of justice. Jesus not only spares the woman's life but also offers her the opportunity to start anew, to transform her life despite her past mistakes. But what does this story teach us today? First and foremost, it reminds us that we all are fallible beings, prone to making mistakes and committing errors. It's easy to judge others without considering our own imperfections and the circumstances that may have led them to their actions. True wisdom lies in recognizing our flaws and extending a hand to those who need help and understanding, rather than quick judgment and condemnation. Moreover, the story underscores the importance of forgiveness. Jesus shows us that forgiving does not mean ignoring the wrongdoing or absolving someone of responsibility. Instead, it means acknowledging the humanity in each of us and offering a second chance. Forgiveness liberates both the forgiver and the forgiven, breaking the chains of resentment and paving the way for healing and growth. Think about the power of compassion in our lives. How often do we find ourselves quick to judge, to condemn, to hold on to grudges? This story challenges us to pause and reflect, to look beyond the surface and understand the deeper struggles and pains that each person carries. It calls us to practice empathy, to put ourselves in others' shoes, and to respond with kindness instead of criticism. Jesus' actions also teach us about humility. By asking the crowd to cast the first stone, he was holding up a mirror to their own lives. He was inviting them to examine their hearts, to see their own imperfections before pointing fingers at others. This humility is a cornerstone of true leadership and genuine relationships. It reminds us that before we judge others, we should look inward and address our own shortcomings. The woman's story is also one of redemption. It speaks to the possibility of change, no matter how dire our circumstances may seem. Jesus didn't condemn her. He believed in her capacity to change, to leave behind her past and embrace a new path. This is a powerful message of hope, showing that no one is beyond the reach of grace and transformation. It encourages us to believe in the potential for goodness and change in ourselves and others. As we reflect on this story, let's consider how we can apply its lessons in our daily lives. How can we be more forgiving, more compassionate, and more understanding? How can we create environments where people feel safe to admit their mistakes and seek help without fear of judgment? These are questions that challenge us to grow and to build more supportive and loving communities. In our relationships, whether personal or professional, the principles demonstrated by Jesus can lead to healthier, more supportive interactions. By choosing to forgive, we not only help others heal but also free ourselves from the burden of carrying grudges and resentment. Forgiveness fosters trust, strengthens bonds, and creates a foundation for lasting relationships built on mutual respect and understanding. This story also invites us to think about justice in a broader sense. True justice isn't just about punishment, it's about restoration. It's about finding ways to heal and rebuild, to restore relationships and communities. Jesus' approach to justice was revolutionary, emphasizing mercy over retribution and understanding over condemnation. It challenges us to rethink our notions of justice and to seek solutions that promote healing and reconciliation rather than division and conflict. Furthermore, the narrative encourages us to look inward. Before we judge others, we should examine our own lives, our own actions, and our own hearts. Self-reflection is key to personal growth and to fostering empathy for others. It helps us to become more aware of our own biases and to work towards overcoming them, creating a more inclusive and compassionate society. The setting of this story in Jerusalem, a place of pilgrimage and spiritual significance, adds another layer of meaning. It reminds us that true spirituality isn't about rigid adherence to laws and rituals but about embodying love, mercy, and compassion in our interactions with others. It calls us to live out our spiritual beliefs in practical, tangible ways that make a positive difference in the lives of those around us. In today's world, where division and judgment often seem rampant, this story is a beacon of hope. It calls us to rise above pettiness and to embrace the higher virtues of kindness and understanding. It challenges us to build bridges rather than walls, to seek common ground rather than differences. In a society that often values judgment and condemnation over compassion and forgiveness, this story serves as a powerful reminder of what truly matters. As we move forward, let's carry the lessons of the adulterous woman and Jesus' forgiveness with us. Let's strive to be more forgiving, more compassionate, and more understanding. Let's create a world where people feel valued and loved, where mistakes are seen as opportunities for growth, and where forgiveness is freely given. This is not just a lofty ideal but a practical approach to living that can transform our communities and our relationships. Remember, forgiveness is not just a gift we give to others, but also a gift we give to ourselves. It frees us from the chains of anger and resentment, allowing us to live more fully and authentically. By embracing forgiveness, we open ourselves up to deeper connections and a more meaningful life. It enables us to let go of the past and to move forward with a sense of peace and purpose. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of such a profound and moving story. If you found this video meaningful, please share it with others who might benefit from its message. Let's spread the lessons of forgiveness and mercy far and wide, creating a ripple effect of love and understanding in the world. Your support and sharing helps us reach more people who can be touched by these powerful teachings. Stay tuned for more stories that inspire, challenge, and uplift. We're committed to bringing you content that not only informs but also transforms, encouraging you to live a life of greater compassion, understanding, and purpose. Until next time, take care and may you find peace and forgiveness in your own lives. As we conclude, let's take a moment to reflect on the key takeaways from this story. First, the importance of self-awareness and humility in our interactions with others. Before we pass judgment, we should look inward and address our own faults and shortcomings. This self-reflection fosters empathy and reduces the tendency to judge others harshly. Second, the transformative power of forgiveness. Forgiveness is not just about letting go of resentment towards others. It's also about freeing ourselves from the burden of anger and bitterness. It allows us to heal and to build stronger, more positive relationships. Third, the value of compassion and understanding in creating a more just and humane society. By approaching others with kindness and empathy, we can help create environments where people feel safe to be themselves, to make mistakes, and to grow from them. Lastly, the enduring message of hope and redemption. No matter our past, there is always the possibility for change and renewal. This story encourages us to believe in the potential for goodness and transformation in ourselves and in others. As we carry these lessons into our daily lives, let's strive to embody the compassion and forgiveness that Jesus exemplified in this story. Let's challenge ourselves to be more understanding, more forgiving, and more supportive of those around us. In doing so, we contribute to a world that values mercy over judgment, understanding over condemnation, and love over hatred. Thank you once again for being part of this journey. Your presence and engagement mean a lot to us, and we're grateful to have you as part of our community. If you have any thoughts or reflections on this story, we'd love to hear them in the comments below. Sharing your insights not only enriches our discussions but also helps others to see different perspectives and to deepen their understanding. As we look forward to our next video, we encourage you to continue seeking out stories and teachings that inspire and challenge you. Whether it's through religious texts, literature, or personal experiences, there is always something to learn and to grow from. Embrace the journey of self-discovery and personal growth, and remember that each step you take towards understanding and compassion makes a difference in your life and in the lives of those around you. In closing, let's remember the timeless wisdom of this story, that true strength lies not in judgment and condemnation, but in forgiveness and mercy. By choosing to forgive, we choose to uplift ourselves and others, creating a legacy of love and understanding that can withstand the tests of time and adversity. May you find the courage to forgive, the strength to be compassionate, and the wisdom to seek understanding in all your interactions. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to sharing more meaningful stories with you in the future. Until then, take care, stay blessed, and may your journey be filled with peace, love, and forgiveness.